everyone, and welcome to the Decod3rs channel, and welcome everyone on Twitter Space. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And yeah, we have like a VIP tonight. Like Harmony from MadLads slash Backpack is here with us. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Always, man. Like this channel will become your home. Like your home here.
I love it. Thank you so much. I already feel
it. And like, look, all of the people on YouTube Live, on Twitter Space. This is like fantastic, man. Like, really happy to have you, and to talk about everything you have accomplished in a couple of months, and where like the xNFT industry is going. You are the guy like to answer all of those questions.
That's what I'm here for. Happy to answer any and all questions.
Okay, but okay. So the easy part first. Like, let me. Can you introduce yourself, just for like the people who haven't like follow MadLads like every day or Backpack? Just introduce yourself and what you do at the company.
Sure. So my name's Armani. I am one of the co-founders and creators of a bunch of stuff on Solana. Most recently, we've been building out this kind of new protocol that we call xNFTs. It's a new way of building NFTs. Long story short, instead of tokenizing images, or really in addition to tokenizing images, you can tokenize code. And out of this falls a lot of really cool product. But basically, what it ends up looking like is you have these dynamic, living, breathing NFTs that have all of the capabilities that a program has. So super excited about this protocol. And then on top of this protocol, we've built a new wallet. It's kind of like a next generation wallet for Solana, for Ethereum, really for every blockchain.
Nice.
And the idea there is really to be able to run every protocol on every blockchain inside of a single user interface, inside of Backpack, the wallet. And that's kind of the home, and that's the starting point for everything that we're doing. And this is kind of like the tech. This is the foundation for a lot of the stuff that we're working on. And then most recently, we're getting ready for kind of our NFT collection, MadLads. It's going to be kind of the culture, the community, all of the exciting kind of NFT related product that we're going to be developing. We're going to be doing it through MadLads. And it's just one of the most fun, exciting things I've done in a while. And I'm super excited to get into all of it.
I mean, I can't even imagine like your excitement of like seeing the success of like Backpack plus like the MadLads collection, like working on that every day, and like building what's gonna be the future of NFT, man. Like I can only imagine, man. And
yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, like, and but basically, like, okay, so we have the NFT that everyone knows, like, where those xNFTs. Like, what are the infrastructure requirement that needs to be added, like, to Solana, but even like right, to have access to that kind of execution NFT? Like, do you need to, like, basically build a protocol like Metaplex, I would say, right?
Yeah. So there's a bunch that goes into it. A bunch of small things that you need that kind of together add up to kind of a coherent user experience. So the first thing you need is a set of smart contracts. So on top of Metaplex, we've built this xNFT protocol that basically attaches some additional metadata to it. It's very similar to Metaplex, but instead of just being an image, we can have some more metadata on top of it, namely the off-chain manifest file, which basically contains all of the code for all of the platforms. So in the same way you would do a Metaplex lookup, you would do an xNFT lookup. Once you get that off-chain storage blob, might be on Arweave, might be on IPFS, you then can access kind of those executable NFTs for the respective platform that you're operating in. So, it could be for mobile, it could be for the web, it could be for your VR glasses, it could be for your PlayStation, doesn't matter. The protocol kind of will support entry points for any of those platforms. And that's kind of like the starting point, is like you have the ability to tokenize code, have it on chain, and have the ability to look it up. But then on top of this, you need kind of two additional pieces of technology. So the first thing is a curation layer. So, we have this permissionless protocol at the bottommost layer. And then on top of this, we've built this thing that we call the xNFT library. It's like an app store, basically, where we can have a nice user interface. You can browse it, you can see reviews, you can leave ratings, you can see screenshots, you can importantly download the xNFTs into your wallet, and we provide a level of curation. So when you go to the App Store and you see an xNFT, you can't guarantee there's no bugs in it, but you can indeed guarantee that it's not a phishing attack, right? You see this so many times with NFT projects where you go into Discord, somebody drops a bad link, you click on it, and your wallet gets swept. So that's one of the problems that we're trying to tackle. That's kind of where the store comes in. So that's like the second component. Then the third component is the wallet. And so that's where Backpack comes in. So Backpack, it looks like a wallet, it feels like a wallet. But really it's a wallet in the same way that like the iPhone's in a phone, right? Like the iPhone, you can like call people, you can text people, but you can do so much more, right? You can browse the internet, you have this awesome app store, you have this nice isolation model for applications, you have this incredible rich application ecosystem that takes advantage of all these like really compelling on-device services, like your location, there's all this kind of like cool stuff that comes with the phone. And we are very much taking the same approach to wallets, right? So no longer is the wallet just like an asset dashboard, private key manager, but you have your identity, right? You have your username, you have your profile pic, you have your friends. You have the ability to send push notifications to people. So if you're an xNFT developer, you could actually send, or you're like an NFT creator, you can like send, announcements, push notifications direct to device. We have the ability to message any wallets or hook into it kind of as an app, right? So you have peer-to-peer messaging or holder chats. And all this kind of like comes together to build this really coherent, what I would consider kind of fundamentally like fundamental improvement on the token gated experience for NFT projects, right? And then this is where MadLads comes in. And so, if anybody in the audience has like gone through the whitelist flow, they'll kind of see how like powerful all of this is, where, you minted your whitelist token, you onboarded onto Backpack, you click on your NFT, and then you're inside of the holder chat immediately, which is an incredible improvement over the multifaceted hoops that you have to jump through just to be able to use any kind of like Web3 application today. And so those are kind of like all of the many different components, and that's kind of like the starting point for the MadLads story.
Oh, 100%. And like this is fantastic. Like this is basically the next step of the NFT and like the NFT industry. Like tomorrow, in a couple of years, like we will have like apps. Basically, the app store will be in your wallet, and that's gonna be crazy. But like for example, like you took the example of like the Discord drainer that we are all for victim of it. Like, is that possible for me to develop a drainer directly as an app in Backpack?
Like a wallet drainer?
Basically, yeah. Who's gonna check the code or like the security that I'm going to push the app, and then like this app is basically legit?
Yeah, so it's definitely possible. You would just have to write an application that do it, and then you'd have to convince us to approve it. So right now, all of the apps are all whitelisted on the xNFT library. But it's definitely possible. But hopefully, if we're doing our jobs right, that's not happening.
Okay, so you will have, so right now it's whitelisted. Like, are you going to implement like a verification process? Again, like the same thing that you submit to the App Store, and then like the Apple verified like automatically like the source code of the app. There's probably some couple of humans that's testing it a bit, but I'm pretty sure that there's like a human check anyway. But yeah, is that also something that you want to do?
Yeah, I think it's not like an immediate priority, but it's, if this stuff ends up taking off, it'll definitely be something that we'll just have to do to build kind of really compelling, user experiences.
Yeah, it will take off. Like, that's going to be a problem that you will have like next week.
Sounds like a champagne problem.
Exactly. Yeah. It's definitely like a growth problem for sure. And basically, in terms of growth, like what was your blueprint? What put you on the map, like on after like launching, I don't know, like your Twitter account and like sharing, like what put you like the whole industry eyes on your project?
So, I mean, it's been a bunch of hard work over many years. I came into crypto, so I started my career kind of at Apple, worked on iOS, Mac OS kind of apps there, and then jumped into crypto in 2017, 2018, after the years go by now, and have been working in crypto just like all day, every day since. So I started in Ethereum, worked on L2 tech, played around with some other blockchains, eventually landed on Solana, and have been in Solana kind of since the early days, since early mainnet. I've worked on everything from wallets to DeFi to developer tooling and all the stuff that recently kind of we've been working on with xNFTs and Backpack. But I think in Solana, the thing that most people know me for, and that was really the launching point for everything that we did was the Anchor framework. So Anchor, for anybody that doesn't know, is basically how the majority of people write smart contracts on Solana. It's basically like, Solidity is like maybe one way of thinking about it for Solana. And this has been really helpful for the network. A lot of people have appreciated that work. It's all been kind of open source, and that's kind of was the starting point. And I think it's kind of still what a lot of people know me for today.
Nice. Yeah, it's like it was an overnight success, but it took you 2 years to get there, right?
That's right.
But that's fantastic. Like the best way like to be successful at some point in your life is just to hard work and be talented and like keep grinding, and like one way or another you will get there, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe for people that only see MadLads, they might not see all this, but we've been busting our ass for several years now on a lot of stuff, and MadLads and all of the goodwill that we've built up over the years has definitely come kind of is now kind of surfacing at that point. So it's been a ton of work, but it's been a good ride.
Yeah, and what like the KPIs are on Backpack right now? Like what like the number of users do you have?
So right now we have about 50,000 downloads.
Okay, that's cool.
Chrome calls those users. I don't know if they're actually downloads. I think those are people that actually actively have the extension installed.
Okay, that's cool. And like considering like the size of the Solana ecosystem, that's definitely impressive.
Yeah, it's a good starting point.
Yeah. And like how many users do we have? Like 1 million? No, 1 million what? Not even. There is some room for growth, but like maybe it's definitely a good start. And like okay, so Solana was like we all had our like the haha moment with Solana when we start to use like Phantom. What's your game plan like to compete with like the acquisition like and like the adoption that you can see with Phantom and even like with MetaMask on ETH, right?
Yeah, I think I'm not a big fan at all of what kind of they've been doing with Ethereum. They're kind of just like trying to like steal MetaMask's users. I kind of think that's like ultimately a dead end. It's like fear mongering basically, or getting people excited over kind of like trivial kind of UX improvements. I think ultimately people don't care. Ultimately people want brand new experiences. They want to be inspired with new functionality, with new tech, with new culture. And so that's very much our approach. I think we're very much thinking about how do we grow this space and bring in people into crypto that have never used crypto before. And that's why we're really focused on just like building things that have kind of never been built, rather than just trying to like, steal the pie from other people. We're really more focused on growing it.
And do you think like the wallet by itself is like a lot of friction in Web3, like the extension that we have, or is that like the best interface for new people to understand how to use Web3 features, or can we even think about a new interface more?
Yeah, so I think like, extensions are mostly a result of mobile being hard to do in crypto because of Google and Apple imposing overly restrictive, draconian app store policies on their kind of developers. So it's definitely a suboptimal place to be. I think mobile is very clearly where all of the magic is and where all the users are and where all the demand is. But ultimately, I don't think it's a matter of, self-custody being hard. I think it's really a matter of the lack of exciting things that generates compelling demand. And this is honestly why we're doing MadLads. We're all about demand generation. We want to build really cool stuff. We want to give people really awesome experiences. We want them to have fun. And there's just not a lot of people doing this in crypto. So we want to be some of the folks that are doing it and are doing it kind of best in class.
That's amazing, because like you tackle that with like multiple vertical at the same time. Like there is the NFT, there is like the wallet, and like the new protocol. That man, like if like you have to be successful at some point. It's a good recipe for success, right?
Yeah, like the wallet, it's like, it's easy to like look at a wallet and kind of pattern match it to existing things, but it's very much just like the starting point. It's kind of just table stakes. I think most wallets are nothing more than like an asset dashboard and a private key manager. But for us, it's just like, we only built a wallet because like, well, you need a wallet to do anything, right? But the point is not really the wallet. The wallet's just a requirement. The point is to like have fun, right? The point is to like do like dope shit with dope people, around the world. And so that's like very much kind of, now that we have the wallet out, now that the mobile app's being rolled out, we're kind of transitioning into this like event-driven kind of orientation where we can just like do as many cool things as possible.
Yeah, that's nice. So what's the next cool thing that you're going to do?
Yeah, so the next big thing is going to be the mint, obviously. So the mint is hopefully it'll be fun. Hopefully it'll be an emotional roller coaster. If you have the whitelist, please be there. Also, don't give up. It might be a bit of it might be a traumatic experience, but I think it'll be worth it. But that'll be like the first kind of like big event, that we do with the community. And then, hopefully we'll have many more.
Nice. Okay. That's gonna be fine. So, are we going to have like a reveal mechanism and like stuff like that post mint?
You'll see. Wait. I don't want to. I don't want to. Drop too much. Too many reveals. But yeah. If it helps you think about it, just think of it like a rug.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. That could be cool. That could be definitely exciting to see how it will unfold. Because again, like your proof of work is done, right? Like with everything that you have built so far, pre-mint, like we know, like the community knows that it will be a nice experience, and like you are here to stay anyway. So man, like it's bullish on MadLads. That's gonna be fun for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see how it goes, because it's very much like us just like dipping our toes into the water. If it goes well, if people are excited about it, I mean, Twitter's just been like going crazy. It's been on fire over here the past week. But if it goes well, then we'll up the game. We'll 10x it in the future, and do some more cool stuff like this. But we don't know what to expect. This is our first foray into kind of NFT land. And like the more excited people are, kind of the more engineering power we'll throw at it, and it'll just get bigger and bigger. And so we're hoping to show what we can do. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm hype. I need to check if I have the waitlist, by the way. Okay, well, maybe we can take like a couple of people on Twitter Space that requested, like, that have their hand raised since 20 minutes. So let's see. We have Matt Jabir. Let me ask you. Yes. Where is it? Oh, okay. Bye. Fair enough. Felix. What? Okay.
Maybe before bringing anybody on, we should also say, please don't ask for a whitelist.
Okay. So who's gonna like put their hand down after this message? Please do not ask for a waitlist. Okay, so Felix, you will be connected in a second. Can you hear us? Okay, no, it's still connecting. Okay, Matt Jabir, let me add you too. Okay, Felix, you can speak.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
All good, living the life. What's your question?
So I have a simple question for Armani. I'm really not familiar with the Solana ecosystem. Like my last mint on Solana was for like probably a year ago, which I minted Aurora. So is it the public mint going to be via backpack only, or can we use other wallets too during the public mint?
Yeah, great question. So it's going to be all done through Backpack. So you'll need a Backpack, wallet to be able to do the mint.
So do I also need a code while downloading the Backpack app via the Chrome app?
You do right now. The code's being taken off for the next. It'll be taken off for the mint. But if you want a code, I could just feel free to DM me and I can just give you one.
Oh, all right.
And
all right, thanks. That was it.
Felix, you can check the tweet pin. Like it's a tweet from MadLads, and there is a code for the application right now. You can download and get this one. That should work. Cheers, man.
Yeah, that was it. Thanks. Cheers.
Tag remove from speaker. Yes. And Jabia, what's up?
All right, GM guys, am I audible enough?
Oh yeah, it's good. We can hear you.
All right, great stuff MadLads are building. I have one question for Armani. I installed the Backpack, the extension to my Chrome. But my question is it ever going to be available on our devices like on iOS and Android? And is there anything that we, the community, should look forward to? I know you guys are building great stuff, and big ups with that.
Yeah, so we have both iOS and Android are in App Store review right now. So we're actively working on both. Eventually, those will be kind of the two important platforms. That extension will be kind of the main showcase for this mint. But yeah, expect mobile apps coming in the next month.
Nice. That's gonna be cool. And like Armani, like from your perspective, what makes a great PFP? Because like the art of MadLads is like on point. Like what are the inspiration? Where did you? I guess like some Peaky Blinders fan in the team, but what makes a great PFP from your perspective?
Yeah, the story with the artwork was actually it was pretty interesting. So it started with kind of a desire to, pick a point in the design space that had not been touched before. We wanted to do, we wanted it to be a humanoid. We knew it had to look great on Twitter, and we knew it had to look unlike any other artwork that had ever been kind of done before. And a good starting point for that really was just like 1930s, 1920s fashion. Right, American gangsters, British gangsters. I think that was a great kind of starting point. That's like the P binder stuff that you're alluding to, and it all kind of started from that as like the starting point. So, all right, let's go back to that era, and start doing some artwork and start iterating from there. But that as we did more artwork and we got some pieces of the collection. It wasn't just like hitting. There wasn't like a brand. There wasn't a story. There wasn't like a really compelling concept. And so we had to like in parallel, not just iterate on the artwork, but we also had to iterate on like content. And we also had to iterate on the brand, like kind of all together. So kind of we went to the drawing board and we started thinking of names after having like had the base like layers of the artwork. So eventually we got to MadLads, and we really loved the kind of the sound of MadLads. Just felt right. I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't quite enough, right? And so one of our guys is like a total meme lord. He's like, shipping stuff on Twitter, just like awesome shit posts, awesome videos all the time. We had him like go and like do some content for us, and he had this one clip. This one like 30-second video where it was basically a string of Quentin Tarantino movies with like the Kill Bill soundtrack that just said "Mad" in big red letters. And And it wasn't really until we had that, like those three things. We had the artwork, we had the MadLads name, and then we had this like Quentin Tarantino infused, passionate, just like 30-second clip where the brand actually like came to life in our minds. And we were like, and then that was like the moment where you're like, okay, that's it. And so we started thinking about, okay, like what does mad mean to us? Like what's madness? And it doesn't have to be just like, you know, anger or madness in like the traditional sense of the term, right? Madness can take place or it can emerge in like many different forms, right? It can emerge in tons of different human emotions. It could be joy, it could be you're mad happy, it could be you're mad sad, you could be mad excited, you could be mad with like the state of the world and wanting to change it. And so we started thinking about, okay, like what does madness mean to us? And this is kind of where the expressions in the collection came from. You know, if you take a look at some of the artwork, I mean, you'll see when it gets minted. But such an important part of it is really the facial expressions, which I think are like pretty unique. And it really wasn't really until we did all of this stuff kind of together that we like had figured out that we really figured out like kind of what the artwork actually was, what the MadLads were. And it wasn't this like kind of thing where we were just like, oh, we're these geniuses that thought about it all from first principles. I would describe it much more like we were like kind of, you know, in Egypt, like, you know, digging in the sand, and then like we're like archaeologists, like, you know, digging up this like ancient civilization, and eventually we like hit like some, you know, hit a rock, and then we found like the building, and then, you know, we slowly got rid of all of the dirt and the sand, and eventually discovered this like beautiful structure
Nice.
that became kind of the MadLads. It was like kind of this like amazing, just, you know, beautiful kind of this story that kind of just like existed in the world, and we kind of just discovered it. And that was really the process. And so you have to answer your question, like what makes a good MadLad? Well, or what makes a good profile pic? I did not answer that question whatsoever. But this was the honest to God truth of like the process of discovery. And to maybe like go back to your question, like what makes a good profile pic? I think it comes down to like, okay, like it's got to be like a humanoid of some sort. You've got to have like really clean kind of lines and white space around the base figure. And I think you know it's got to be something that you can aspire to, right? It's like it's always going to be like a little cooler than you are IRL. Because that's like, you know, maybe something to live up to and have, and you gotta have your goals in your life, right? And I think those are kind of like that's like a really compelling foundation for a good profile pic, and then you can kind of take it in any which direction that you want, depending on like the brand and the vibes and the emotions that you want to kind of feel from the artwork. But I think that's like a good starting point. Sorry, I felt like I had to answer your question for completeness because my other kind of tirade was totally unrelated.
It's complicated, man. Again, you're home. You do what the fuck you want with when you want to answer the question. Then, okay. So I think just a quick technical recap. I think I fixed the echo on Twitter Space. So yeah, can you give me some confirmation? That should be better now. And if you can't hear us anymore, please let me know. Just I counting on you to just monitor that and just let me know. Sorry about that. But so we can continue. Okay, so the PFP. Okay, so as a holder of MadLabs, like what will be like the benefits that we'll have, like even like as a backpack user or even as a backpack user, what can I get from the MadLab collection? How is that gonna work?
Yeah, I mean, you'll have this really dope kind of profile pic. Beyond that, I wouldn't expect anything. Just some awesome artwork.
Nice. That's cool. That makes sense, 200%. Okay, so let's try with some. Amani, like if you can hear the guest, just let me know. I just touched some stuff. I don't know if it kind of works now. Okay, so and Beans, and Emma even. Okay, so Kizito, you can speak now. You should be able to speak. Kizito?
So
Nice. Okay.
hi Vince.
Yes. Amani, can you hear everyone? Amani, can you hear the speaker?
Yep, I can hear.
Okay,
I can just hear you, Vince.
Oh, okay.
And
So that's why. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just really curious because I'm like an OG in Solana, and I just saw MadLads. I just wanna ask like this to Armani, like how confident are you to say that this is the mint of the year, like the MadLads? Can you drop some alphas for like the new ones here? So some sort of alphas, not too many, I guess. So yeah, that's my question.
Okay. Amani, did you hear him?
I think so. So what was the question exactly? Is this the mint of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a great
how
question. I
confident
mean,
are you to say that this is the mint of the year?
I think that's not something for me to judge. I'll kind of let other people kind of opine on that. I think it's the mint of the year. If I didn't think of, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think it's the mint of the year. But I'll let others opine on that. I think there's a lot of really awesome projects that are coming out. Not just MadLads, but a bunch of really awesome teams that are on Solana. The whole ecosystem's just been like revitalized and is super kind of just energetic right now. So yeah, super excited to be on the network. Super excited for MadLads, obviously. Is it the mint of the year? I don't know. I'll let others make that
Yes. The
decision.
market will say yes, man. What is it? Yeah, and so that was been. Kizito, do you have a question for Armani? No.
Are you asking me, Vince?
No. Like I think,
more.
yeah. Like Kizito, I don't know. If, yeah, that should be fine. If you can hear me, you can hear us too.
Yeah. I'm just new to the MadLads, and then I just wanna ask if, like, I wanna get Madlisted, right? But can I have a backpack wallet before having the Madlisted ones, or?
Yeah, you can.
Not.
You can. Anybody can get the backpack wallet. You just need an invite code. You can find them on Twitter.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yes. Thank you, Bin.
All right. Cool.
Cheers.
So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for having me here, Vince and Armani. Thank you.
No problem. Welcome home. Back. Let's rotate the speaker. Hema, do you have a question for Armani?
Yeah, I have a question for him. GM, everybody. Okay.
Hey.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me well?
We can hear you. I would not say well, but we can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me well now?
Yeah, that should be okay, right?
Okay. Actually, I've seen this xNFT backpack since last year, although I didn't really understand what it was all about. But I just got to, understand about, like, get a glimpse of what it's about just today when I saw the hype around the MadLads and everything. So, like, what I have to ask Vince or the creators is that, like, these MadLads NFT, like, I wanted to ask if there's any utility for it, but then I saw from one of the posts that there's no utility, and you also said it here in the space. Okay, so what I want to ask is, apart from this MadLads, are we going to be expecting more NFTs from xNFT? And is there any, like, utility? Is there anything? Because I already know that the hype around this project is going to make it to go, like, it's going to do very well. I know so.
Yeah.
Then, like, is there another thing we're going to be expecting? Like, is there any new NFTs that are going to be coming up that are going to be built by the team behind xNFT?
Yeah, so it's a great question. I can maybe answer in terms of non-specifics, but I can give you in general how I think about this stuff. So first, you should basically never expect anything from any NFT project. Just period. End of story. If they have a roadmap, it's a lie. If they're giving you utility, it's probably a lie, or it's probably not going to be something that's going to be useful. If you have this as like the base, you're not going to make a lot of mistakes. But then on top of this, if you're building a project, like, what do you want for the artwork? And the answer is, well, it's just artwork, right? It's like, okay, well, like, what does that mean, right? If it's just artwork, then, you know, why is it valuable? Why do I care about it, right? Why are these 10,000 people all around the world going to care about this symbol? And it all comes down to the same thing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's a wallet. It doesn't matter if it's your illustrators or animators. It doesn't matter if you're making a game or a movie. It doesn't matter if you're making an online fraternity. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're sponsoring a sports team. It's all about distribution. And this is fundamentally kind of how I view NFTs. It's all about getting the artwork in front of as many eyeballs as possible for as long of a period of time as possible. And if you can do this, if you can get distribution, then you can build brand recognition. If you can build brand recognition, then you can build something special, something that people care about, something that people want to rock online, something that is valuable to you in whatever way that might be unique to that collection. And fundamentally, this is kind of how I view MadLads, is that it's a game of distribution. It's a game of getting this artwork in front of as many people as possible, right? You want it on billboards, you want it at Times Square, you want it on commercials, you want it on food trucks, you want it, on the front page of the internet, you want it seen every time anybody sees anything about Web3 or crypto or a blockchain or crypto Twitter. You just want it fucking everywhere. And if you can solve for that, right, then you have something special, right? Throw out this concept of utility. Stop thinking about how it can build these like bullshit kind of DeFi, discounted cash flow models. These aren't financial instruments. This isn't trading, as much as people want to think about it as such. That is just like very much like the middle of the curve way of thinking about it. You want to think about it in terms of distribution and in terms of eyeballs. And what's really cool about this is that anybody can build an NFT project and play this game, but do it in a unique way. You can be a gaming company and do an NFT project and get distribution on the game. You can be a wallet company like Backpack and do an NFT project and get distribution on the wallet. You can do it as like a fashion brand, right? You can do it as like, a Soho house or whatever. You do it in all these like unique ways. And so everybody that's building something of value for the world can build a community and build culture, and get distribution on that artwork that makes a name for the community and does it in like whatever way that's unique and special about that given community. And this is ultimately how I think about MadLads. It's how I think about NFTs, and why I think they're like so compelling and so special, and why they're so exciting to me. But I hope that gets a bit at your question. I know I'm not directly answering it, but I think it gives some context on how to think about it.
Yeah, I get it. Never expect anything from any NFT project. I understand that. Okay. So one last question. Sorry. I checked the Discord and then I found out that there's a contest ongoing. I don't know if it's still on. I want to participate and I really want to get Madlisted.
So the contest you're referring to, I don't recall what contest is it. Is it like the content contest for Lads and Lightning?
Yeah, like creating unique content, or even writing threads. Like for me, I write threads. You can check my profile. I write threads, and I want to write thread for MadLads, and I don't know if it's possible for me to be listed.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about it in Discord. I don't have an answer for you right now.
Yeah. So thank you, Emma, for your question.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, just be active and like stay awake, and like then there is a chance to get Madlisted. I love that branding like around like the name of the collection. It's amazing, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Remove. Okay, and like, okay, so what would be the process? Is like I want to build like an app is Backpack. Like, is that, do you cover like multiple tech stack, or is that a HTML application? Like, what's the process?
Yeah, so basically you can use the tools that you would normally build for the web or for mobile.
Nice.
So it can be a normal index.html file, it can be React, it can be Vue, it can be whatever. You just got to package it together as an xNFT. So we've got tools for that, but otherwise the tech stack's whatever you want.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's basically a web view, and then you interact the way you want, and that's it. Yeah, man, this is massive. This is so cool. And from your perspective, what would be the best use case of the XNFT? Or even like someone pitch you XNFT idea and you say like, oh bro, this is fucking brilliant.
So what we're starting with is basically all the token gated experiences for MadLads. So you can bind the application to your collectible. So if you ever want to do anything that's token gated, right? If you want to do a subscription to your stream, if you want to like have it, you know, the merch store be gated by your DeGod. If you want to like, you know, turn your NFT into a ticket to get into kind of a Soho house. You know, these are all kind of compelling use cases for xNFTs. I think, you know, yeah, I think like token gating really is the most exciting thing. It's like these 10K NFT collections where you have people all around the world that want to like do something together, and the NFT becomes the application.
Nice. That's exactly, yeah, it's basically limitless. That's amazing. Yeah, on YouTube, don't worry, we still read the chat. So did I forget any question? Like, have you seen any question that we just skipped from YouTube? I don't think so, right? It should be fine. I mean, like, anyway, after Madison, like, yeah, if you have any question on YouTube, please submit your comments. It's gonna be good for engagement anyway, so that's nice. We want the whitelist, man. I'm gonna ban you. And if you ask for whitelist, I'm gonna ban you. But like, okay. So even like technically again, like if we keep digging that, like, is there any transaction or like that happening off chain, or everything is on chain, like 100% of the actions? Or is that a bit modular? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. It's modular, right? So the xNFT can use off-chain stuff. You can use the Twitter API. You can use your own backend services. You can use YouTube. It doesn't have to use a blockchain. It can, but it's totally up to you.
Oh, that's cool. And yeah, so it's basically the same thing. Then like having backpack on ETH, on Solana, etc. Then it's like cross-chain by default because the developer's doing like what the fuck he wants, and then backpack it's just a UI, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
This is so cool. This is nice. I'm excited, man. I have to think about an idea for decoders, like to have this like YouTube stream directly into your wallet. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that you could totally do that, right? Issue NFTs to your audience, and then they click on it, and then boom, you're inside of the YouTube channel.
Nice. And if I means like next week, so the XNFT, like the NFT is MadLads, so yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. Like the whole ecosystem, this is like, okay, I'm getting excited though. It's too much. And yeah, so the drainer, we've already talk about that. And like, also like, who owns the xNFT? Because like Web3 is like all about ownership too, right? And we see that with NFT, like the creators is the owner of the NFT in a way, because it can change like the JPEG that you have inside your wallet whenever you want, right? So if you value art and the creator can still edit it, are you still the owner of what you have in your wallet? So with xNFT, like it's the step after that, right? Like the creators have like will push like codes and update, etc. Like, is there like paradox with Web3 and NFT per se, or like even like the xNFT in terms of ownership, or you don't see like it's okay? I don't know if my question is clear.
No, I think I understand the question. So you have the same trade-offs and considerations with an xNFT as you do an NFT, right? Whoever has that update authority has the ability to change the code, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that is, you know, always a consideration with stuff that you're doing, right? And so, you know, it's basically a question of two things, right? It's like, who has the ability to update the code of the xNFT or the artwork of the NFT, and then who has the ability to update the smart contract, right? And so the questions of sovereignty boil down to kind of those two questions. And so we have the same kind of considerations with xNFTs that we do NFTs, especially because they're built on top of Metaplex. And so we inherit a lot of those problems as well.
Nice. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so there is no like fundamental like philosophy behind the XNFT or the XNFT. It basically works the same thing. Claude, I saw you on YouTube. You should be able to talk on Twitter Space in a second. Yeah, Claude, can you hear us? You can speak now.
Hey, fam.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your question for Manny?
Okay, my question is about the moon game.
The what? Sorry?
The moon game, moon game.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like playing a 1-over-1 or something like user-to-user challenge makes more sense if it can be added. Just a suggestion.
Tony?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I understand the question either. Can you repeat your question, please, Claude?
Okay, when we like go on a user-to-user challenge on the moon game.
The user challenge on the moon game?
Like user-to-user.
Oh, you want like a PvP?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. So the mood game's still up there. You can play it still. There's no not a question, it's a suggestion. Got it.
That's true.
Yeah, PvP would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah, soon.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay, cheers, man.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and like it's interesting. Let me get some more people at the same time, so I don't need to. Okay, squad, Nutella. Okay, goldhype.eth. That's gonna be interesting. Okay, so yeah, while the people are jumping on stage. Okay, Tokyo, can you hear us? I think you can speak now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my question, just going back to the application. I know you guys said that on Android and iOS it's in review. I just wanted to know if but days that you guys have new mints, will we be able to mint from the application for those who are just always out and about who can't really be at the computer for any future mints coming?
Yeah, totally. That's the plan. So this first mint is really going to be, through the extension, and you need to be at your desktop. But basically, all the stuff that we do in the future will be all done through mobile.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Great work, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's
Appreciate
what
it.
but thank you anyway. Okay, I love it. It's like, like the free radio, like when we're a teenager. Yeah, like, what's your problem? Who are you? That's funny. Yeah, by the way, in terms of like content creation, like, do you have a content strategy in place, like to, I don't know, like doing like a Twitter Space roadshow or more stream like that, or to grow the community and like let people know about Backpack if they didn't, or MadLads if they didn't hear about it yet?
Yeah, so we really don't have any like super compelling content strategy other than, do as many spaces and podcasts as possible right now. I think, we have an in-house meme lord that just like pumps out content. He's a total stud. Really, we're just, we're a bunch of, bunch of engineers and, trying to build a bunch of cool stuff, and really, we're just trying to build shit. And if that shit is useful and fun and cool and exciting, then we think it'll speak for itself. And I'm happy to do like as much content in the meantime. But it's not, there's no like kind of evil master plan of like, how do we go viral as much as we kind of want to.
Yeah, and like it's looks like it's playing okay with you, and what you have built, it's like cool enough to be shared on crypto Twitter again and again and again, and to generate hype again just by pushing a new update on production, right? And that's nice. You did a really great job with that.
Yeah, totally.
And like, do you have like in terms of like even like the industry and do you see a future in like the ordinals? Are you going to integrate like the ordinals into a Backpack?
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, ultimately, Backpack needs to be connected to every blockchain. And so Bitcoin Ordinals definitely makes a lot of sense. I love the Bitcoin kind of Ordinals community. specifically everything that like the Taproot Wizards guys have been doing has been awesome.
Yeah.
So definitely admire those guys a lot and would love to have Ordinals and Backpack. It's just a question of like prioritization for us right now.
Mm-hmm. And like, what do you think like Backpack and like the MadLab connection will look like in 1 year from now?
Oh, 1 year? It's a great question. I have no idea. I could barely tell you what the next week looks like, let alone the next year.
Just
you know,
one
I
tweet
think, my hope is that like we've built enough cool shit that MadLads can live entirely inside of the Backpack app. That, you know, Backpack is used kind of for the day-to-day life of the entire community, you know, whether it's through like, you know, accessing like the crypto economy or doing fun shit online, or raiding Twitter spaces or raiding kind of, you know, CVS's in San Francisco. I don't know.
Let's go.
I think, you know, there's a bunch of cool stuff that we want to do, a lot of cool social product. But yeah, they kind of are tied at the hip. And so where one goes, the other follows.
Nice. And like, what's the team size right now? How many people?
Depending on how you count, we've got about 11, 12.
Okay, that's cool. But so both like Backpack and MadLab, like it's the same team working together, or did you split it?
Yeah. It's all same company. Backpack, MadLads, Anchor, the open source kind of project we work on, and then some other cool stuff that we're also working on.
Nice, amazing, man. And like, are you profitable? Is that a profitable business, like Remit, or like do you generate any revenue right now?
Right now we don't have fees on in the wallet, so that's a great question. But you know, we'll turn on fees at some point, and at that point I can answer the question. But right now we are not profitable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just like growth and like getting the market. But I mean, like if you build your own protocol, like kind of like people can't really attack you, so you have time.
Yeah, it's true.
No, that's cool. So I guess like you raise money, or are you raising anytime soon, like to survive the bear market? Or is that like the means?
So we raised kind of previously. So we kind of are living off of that money that we raised. Okay, nice. So we're kind of in no rush to raise again. Nice. Or we'll raise again in a year or something. But we're okay right now.
Yeah, and the cash will rain. I mean, it's a bit of a crisis time right now, so maybe not that as before, but like
now is not a good time to raise. It's crazy, like before and after, like all the crazy stuff that's happened, both at the macro level, but also kind of in crypto in general. The venture environment is definitely like pretty tight, has tightened up quite a bit. So now it's not a great time to raise, but it's a great time to build a company, honestly. So you know, pros and cons.
Yeah, and like a question for you from YouTube, see, because we read also the YouTube chat, like the runway. Yeah, basically, can you like survive the bear market like the next 2 years without like any income?
The next 2 years we could survive, but my general, we have about exactly 2 years. But the general rule, I think, for me is like raise when you have a year of runway left. So I expect to raise in like a year, about maybe a little under a year.
Yeah. And Wilfredo, no, I didn't. Yeah, I think you misread, or it was my French pronunciation. Maybe that's possible, but no, I didn't ask what you put in the comment. And like, man, like it's really exciting. And like again, like at the beginning of the show, like we said like like you're exciting and busy, etc. But because like you're building a new industry in top of like a new vertical of crypto, which is already hot as fuck, and now that you are on top of the NFTs, it's so nice, man. Like it's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a question, but I agree. It's a lot of crazy stuff happening in parallel.
I was too much excited, like to ask a question. Maybe we can take more people from the audience on Twitter. And just a reminder, like please don't ask about whitelists. Squad, let's Beans again. Okay, Nepenti, I want you to talk to you. And Gold Hype, I think I had you before. Okay, Nepenti, you have the stage. How are you doing, man? Oh, okay, I think Nepenti. Nice. Can you hear us?
I love your mind. So, yeah, I got a question. So, Decoders is trying to build the first the space, and for now, they track user activity by using Helio. By using
Yes.
Helio platform, where users connect their watch there and count the number of minutes users spend watching the stream.
Yes.
Is there a possibility in the future in which Decoders and Backpack work together to launch the Decoders collection, and then they can watch the YouTube directly by clicking
Yes.
their JPEG. Like once I click on the JPEG, I see live stream schedules and go to the stream directly in Backpack.
Bro, like, okay, so you get rugged a little bit. Like, I don't know if it's my connection or not, but like, I understand like what you wanted to say. And yeah, man, like doing this stream, I was like, when Armani said, yeah, it's just a web view, it's web technology, blah blah blah. Like all of the ideas of what I can do with that, with a YouTube like stream, like came into my head, and I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe we should do that, etc. That's gonna be exciting. But like 100%, I think like streaming directly into the wallet. Like it needs to be full screen too, but like I think there is something to do.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So what's nice is that you can actually pop out the extension to go full screen. But then we'll also have a desktop app. I mean, it's not something that we're working on right now, but it's the same stack and it should be relatively easy to do.
That's cool. Yeah, because like Nepenthe said it, like right now we are using like Helio, which is like a paywall basically, and we can like people can connect their wallet. We can collect their wallet, etc. We can do raffle. We can do like I don't think we can see like how much time you have watched of the video yet, but I'm gonna play with the YouTube API, and that's 100% what I want to end up with. For example, like if you watch like 70% of the stream, then I will give you an NFT that will represent a point or something like that, and then like having a leaderboard of all of the viewers. And for example, like the top 10 can get an airdrop of like the MadLads and or like a backpack code, etc. And like it's all gonna be like this watch to one. And I needed like those all of those actors and partners to work with. I would have built that, but it would have taken a couple of times. But now that we have that use case in place, man, that's gonna be a banger, man.
Yeah, it's a killer use case of xNFTs, honestly. You can pay right there, right when you're watching the stream and not inside the wallet. It'd be awesome.
Okay, I need to DM you after the show, man. Like we need to talk.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you, Nepenthe. I'm gonna rotate the speakers, but thank you for your question. Okay, who do I have? Okay, I think people are going up and down. Any question from the YouTube chat or the illustration or the chat box behind? Oh, bro, that's some Decod3rs. I'm flexing like 24/7, man. But man, like I think we covered like a lot of things. Like, do you have like any topic that you would like to cover, or any question that I missed?
Yeah, nothing in particular. Just happy to chat about anything. Nothing. Yeah, nothing for me.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna take like some audience request again. Nutella, Girl Hype, Kizito, try again. Vince already had you. Add it. Okay, so people are connecting. Yeah, wait. Okay, Nutella, you have the stage.
Oh.
Hi, how are you?
Guys hear?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I know that this is repetitive already, but I would like to highlight this one for the listeners like me. And I am aware that there is no utility for the NFT itself. The question is, seeing that there's a relief on the market and it is a good timing to launch something, what would be your call to action if market crash happened and I've seen projects move on Aptos during the bear. It's just that I think MadLads is having the good timing and such, but no one asked what would be their call to action if the market crash happened.
Yeah, I think
Also,
the call to action.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead and finish your question.
Is that?
Oh, pardon.
Yeah, okay. You can finish your question.
Oh yeah. I also want to ask what would be the feature that awaits to MadLad holders.
Okay.
I mean, you can answer this either subjective or objective.
Yeah, sure. So
That's a good
I think
question.
to answer the first question,
Yeah.
I've been in crypto, I guess, since 2017 now. I guess seen, enough kind of ups and downs in the market. What's my call to action? I don't know. It doesn't matter if the market's up, down, left, right. It's a market prices go up, prices go down. It makes no difference to me. We're still here. I think we might be a pretty different project than most in NFT land, in that like we're a normal tech company. We're just here to build cool stuff. We're here to make people's lives better. And so during a bull market, it's the same as during a bear market, in that we come into the office every day and we ask ourselves the question, what is the cool shit that we can build for people? How do we make these people's lives better? Everything that we do is through that lens. And so it doesn't matter where the market's at. It affects like our ability to raise. That's pretty important. And so I'm following markets for that reason. And it affects our ability to hire, to grow. And it affects sentiment of the community, of the team. But these are all kind of like messy human things. They're not really fundamental kind of problems. And so the call to action is we have a culture of just shipping stuff regardless. I think, this guy, Martinez, Christian R, says here on YouTube, he says this team literally survived the FTX crash. That is correct. We survived the FTX crash.
To dodge.
Nothing more can hurt more than that. I think I'm pretty confident in our ability to survive chaos after that. We had a lot of money on FTX that we lost. We're still here standing. Nothing is going to stop us. That is in the past. We just kept going. I think that would be our call to action, which is we're unfazed. Just keep going. And then go for it. Sorry. I was just going to answer the second part of the questions, like what awaits the MadLads, right? I think it boils down to just like dope art and access to, in my opinion, some of the most like awesome builders in the space. Whether they're engineers or whether they're artists or whether they're people that are just like really awesome at building brands and awesome at creating content. We just want to, build like a critical mass of the maximum amount of awesome people in the space, and then get those people distribution everywhere. And that's more of a social thing than it is like, utility. It's not baked into the artwork. There's no code that says like, this is the utility. It's really just boils down to like, do you want to be around amazing people? And if that's valuable to you, then great. If it's not valuable to you, then, maybe it's not a collection for you. But we're just ultimately just trying to build amazing things. And what comes out of that, we have no idea. But we just keep our heads down and don't stop.
Yeah, like the cave is the same, like the dev cave is the same, even if the market lost 20%, right? The office is still here. The computer is the same.
Office is still here.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Nutella, for your question.
Yes, great question.
I'm
Thank
happy
you for
to hear
asking
your
it.
answer.
Yeah.
Because from what I see, projects launch to raise funds, and if it flops, they won't be able to build. Yet they call themselves builders. So yeah, I'm really glad to hear this. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And that's true. Like also like what we see in Web3 is like the capability of raising from the user that you have, right? And it's changed, like it changed like a huge paradigm, like in the startup like ecosystem, because again, like you get and you get the money like either crowdfunding, like based on your crypto, and it's exactly also the thesis for Decoders when like the goal is like to help like content creators to grow a channel and like have the funds like to access like a production team, editors, like production people who can book like a guest like you or something like all of those features that like the big streamers have. We can do that with a mint, have a budget, and then like push more content faster because like we have an early adopter and it changed completely like the industry like 100%, and it's massive. And what you're doing again with like the xNFT, it's that kind of like revolution. You're changing your own industry, and like bullish on that kind of project. And by the way, before I forget, like for everyone in that space who are like on the MadLads server and like a fan of MadLabs, also check like the pin tweets and go to the Decoders account, join our Discord, because we will also have a upcoming collection coming in like Q2, and it's going to be a free mint for all of the OGs. So yeah, join our Discord, screenshot this space, and we will give you a free allocation, a free whitelist. So see, like you can't ask for MATLAB whitelist, but I will give you a whitelist. It's just not the right one, just another one. But yeah, man, like it. I really love what you're doing right now, and like again, like congrats for the early success that you have, and it's the future is bright, 100% for you and your team.
Thank you so much. It's great to hear.
Thank you. Man, like I think we're already over 1 hour, so like I think we can slowly like wrap it up the show. Okay, let's take last one question from the space. So Harry Top Boy,
Hey.
I will take you. Yes, okay, you can speak. Go for it.
Hey Vince. Hey,
what's up,
MadLads? The MadLads space thing, what's going down?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I understand there's a lot of hype around the xNFT backpack and MadLads. But what I really want to know is how you guys, plan to keep projects. I think you had the Sporting F1 project mint earlier in the backpack. So how do you guys, intend to keep more projects coming and mint in the NFT backpack after the MadLad mints? Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think there's kind of like 3 different things to touch on. So the first is like we definitely want to keep like doing partnerships like the Sporting Labs project, like the Moon Game project. We've had a couple teams reach out to us about doing minting through Backpack. I think the user experience is just like pretty compelling. There's a couple of teams that are like building some pretty cool games like Kyogen Clash. And I think, there's this symbiotic relationship where we have the MadLads and 10,000 people all around the world that are driving hype and demand and community and marketing. And then there's people building dope shit. And they're building it on Backpack and on Solana as like a platform. And kind of that is a super compelling symbiotic relationship. And that's kind of something we want to continue to invest in, continue to build like really awesome product and partner with other teams and companies and continue kind of snowballing that advantage. But that's not just like the only thing that we're doing, right? So that's like one part. Where I'm spending most of my time is really thinking about MadLads itself. And so like if you throw away that first category of things, which we shouldn't throw away, and we should invest into it, we should care a lot about it, but putting it aside for a moment, if we did nothing other than focus on answering the question, how do we make MadLads have more fun? Or how do we make them happy? Or how do we get them excited? Or how do we make them have a great day or a month or a year? And build product around those questions. That is kind of like where I'm spending the majority of my time. And that's kind of something that just will continue to do. right? And that you can see this in all the features that we're developing, right? It's like why we have like, holders chats in the app. It's why that we're doing the minting throughout the app and push notifications and stuff that we're going to be doing with mobile specifically. Once mobile is out, we'll unlock a ton of social product that we'll be able to do to like build the community. And so ultimately that will be kind of like what's driving most product developments, which basically comes down to like, how do we make MadLads like the dopest like online community on the internet, and building product kind of through that question. So that's like the second category of things, which is super important and maybe is like the main thing to focus on. And it's probably the thing that like I would love everybody's feedback on, right? I need like people to tell me that like, hey, we need this. Like, I want you to build this, go build it. Like, we have some of the best Web3 engineers on the planet. Like, let's use them, right? So that's like kind of takes feedback from the community. The third category is one that I won't go super deep into because it's like pretty secretive. But we also have like some other backpack xNFT scale projects that are going on that when they launch, they'll be as big or bigger. And these things are new moonshots that we're doing that are super compelling. But that is not something I can really get into. But these are things that are like 6 months into the future because it's a huge amount of work. And so that's kind of like its own kind of category of things to do. And so these are kind of like the different kind of, work streams. And, there's also like, marketing and branding and all the normal kind of NFT stuff, content, sponsorships. I think these are all things that we're interested in doing. Like, for example, like my co-founder, Tristan, he grew up in Hawaii. He's friends with a lot of surfers, a lot of up and coming professional surfers and like extreme sport athletes. There's a lot of cool stuff kind of like on that side, which is like more traditional NFT brand building. That those are threads that we'll continue to pull on as well. But these are kind of, we're not being public with any of this stuff because it's mostly, I'm sharing it here because we're all just like hanging out talking. But these are all kind of things that like, different threads that we're pulling on, different work streams, and different like areas for growth to like build cool stuff. And so, yeah, that's kind of like the lay of the land and kind of like how I'm thinking about it right now.
That's amazing. Did we answer your question, Ale?
Yeah. I feel like the team at the backpack are actually doing like a lot of things right, and I do wish you good luck on your mints. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I think that's it. We should like slowly wrap it up. Jas, yeah, you want to talk? Like, he's someone from my team. So what's up, Jas?
Yo, what's up? I just wanted to come up and thank Armani, man. Appreciate your time coming and doing the show with the coders. Super appreciative. I do have a personal question now. What's up with the board behind you, man? I've been like looking at it the whole show and I'm trying to figure out what it is. What's going on with it? Is that like your project on like a chalkboard behind you? What's up with that?
That is a great question. I think sometimes the best answers are left with a little bit of mystery. So I think I'll go ahead and leave that as an open question for the audience and maybe Decode.
Hey, that's a good way to get a whitelist right there. I mean, to do some goodwill hunting here and figure out the problem on the chalkboard.
Yeah. Okay, so now I understand like on your YouTube live that they were asking about that whiteboard, not like the dig out on the wall. That's my bad. But anyway, man,
that's funny.
I know, but like if I can take an occasion to flex them again, like I will take that. But yeah, like okay, so I think we will wrap it up for real. I just have like two last questions, like for the closing for you, Armani. Like, what would be the question that you wish people ask you but they never do?
Oh wow, that's a great question. The question people wish I wish they would ask me, but they never do. I have no idea.
That's all good, man. You answer plenty.
I don't know how are you doing today?
Okay. and like the second question for you is like, who should be the next guest? And you can make the intro. This one is only for me and for like the continuity of the show.
The next guest, and I should make an intro. I don't know.
That's okay. We
Yeah,
can
I'm
sort that out
gonna
in
say,
the DM.
I'm gonna say good Josh.
Nice. Okay. Who's that? What is building?
Josh, 14-year-old Indian programmer, total stud.
Nice. That could be an interesting stream for sure. And we can go deep in the tech side. That would be cool. But that's it, man. Like I think we can start to say bye to everyone and like to everyone like on Twitter and like on the YouTube live. Man, Armani, that was definitely a great stream. I really appreciate that you spent the last 1 hour and almost 1 hour and a half together. Thank you so much. I know you're busy, so I don't want to take more of your time. Definitely to talk about like the Decod3rs app. That would be, I can't wait to build that. Again, like for everyone on YouTube, if you're not subscribed yet, you can subscribe because that will give you a whitelist for the Decod3rs Mint, not the MATLAB, the Decod3rs Mint. And same thing on Twitter, check the pin tweet from MadLads so you can use Backpack. And again, go to the Decod3rs profile that you can see as a host. We have whitelist for you, and let's chit chat on the Decod3rs Discord about MadLads again. Armani, do you have anything you want to say as a last word, last alpha, last announcement, anything?
MadLads is minting in April. Follow the Twitter, and if you have the whitelist token or if you don't have the whitelist token, please be there for the mint. You will be there for the mint. Pay attention to the mint. Make sure you're prepared and ready to go. It'll be a one-shot kind of moment. If you miss it, you've missed it. I know there's gonna be a lot of people, no matter what I do, that are gonna be in my DMs. But please be there and pay attention. Pay attention and stay vigilant. Don't get hacked. Don't click on any crazy links. It'll all be done through Backpack. Don't buy any whitelist tokens. Please, for the love of God, do not buy whitelist tokens. You will get rugged. So stay safe out there. Be secure. Practice good security practices. And thank you for having me.
That was a pleasure, man. Like we can like I want to do an episode 2 with you, like maybe after the mint, to discuss like the whole advancement of development of this new industry that you're building all by yourself. And that's man. Again, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone on YouTube, and like subscribe to the channel. Bye.